what you felt, what I felt is totally different from each other. This delusion kept in our hearts. It's been a while since I could hold my head up high. Now I know I can't take it anymore. 'Cause I'm feeling that I'm lost inside, trying to get over you. Over you, over you.
Hello and welcome all my friends around the world for the round 11 of 2018 Formula 1 Championship from Hockenheim Ring, Germany. What a beautiful place, and rightly, if we call it Mecca of Formula 1, it won't be a bad phrase to use over here. The circuit, which is in the shape of the shoe, and it is on the calendar for very long. When the first Grand Prix happened in 1970, 67 laps on this track will take all the energy out of you for sure. Circuit length 4.574, 306.458 kilometers. Lap record sits with Kimi Räikkönen 2004, 1 minute 13.780. No doubts that this weekend this track record is going to be tumbled. Original Hockenheim circuit was built in 1939 as a high-speed test track for Mercedes-Benz, who needed a venue to test for the Tripoli Grand Prix. It was almost 8 km long and was formed of two long curved straights with a long corner at each end. Over a period of time, the track was tapered off as the section of the track which was going inside the jungle and coming back again was removed altogether. When the war broke out, the construction was halted and the post-war years, the Nurburgring became the venue of Formula One racing in Germany, with Hockenheim hosting a few smaller events. When the plan to build an autobahn through the circuit was approved, the government supplied Hockenheim with a large sum of way of compensation. This money was used to build a new track, the now famous Hockenheim Ring, which cut through the forest before looping onto the wonderful stadium section around which large grandstands were erected. In 1968, Hockenheim hit the headlines with Jim Clark, which was killed there in a Formula 2 race. Nevertheless, Nurburgring quickly became outdated. Formula 1 racing came to the track in 1970 once the Nurburgring had been modernized. However, the sport returned there, leaving Hockenheim with national and Formula 2 events. Who will forget the Niki Lauda suffering horrific run burns at the Nurburgring in 1976? Hockenheim became the home for Grand Prix. It too, however, was not without the dangers. 1980, Patrick Vettel was killed in testing at the track, and the chicane was put into the brake at the fast Ostkurve. While in 1982 crash, Ferrari Didier Pironi suffered terrible injuries to his legs. In 2002, the long runs through the forest were done away with and the layout of the track was heavily modified. Despite arguments, it had lost some of its character. The first race at the new circuit was deemed a great success, and the venue was remained a regular feature for Formula 1 calendar since then. With the success of Mercedes in past years and Michael Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel, the Germans on the track, this track always brings a spicy flavor to the Formula 1, though not great on the fans here. However, nobody can avoid the noise which is being generated at this track. Hello and welcome to Formula 1 round 10 of round 11 of 2018 championship here. Just to talk about briefly what happened in the qualifying yesterday, McLaren once again was not up to the mark and they were, as usual, Van Doom was on the back of the grid, whereas Fernando Alonso fought its way. However, he could not go to the qualifying session 3. Lewis Hamilton struck with the disaster as his car got the hydraulic problems and he was retired from Q2 in fact, and he is going to only start P14 today as he was not able to take part in Q2 further. Daniel Ricciardo, with many parts change on his power unit, will be starting at the back of the grid. So grid looks awesome to start off with Sebastian Vettel clinching a mesmerizing pole from Valtteri Bottas. Everything was decided in last 30 seconds of the qualifying session 3. Sebastian Vettel, Valtteri Bottas and Kimi Räikkönen, top 3 drivers to start off. Max Verstappen will be starting 4th position. Kevin Magnussen for Haas Alongside also Haas, Roman Grosjean will be starting 5th and 6th. Nico Hülkenberg and Carlos Sainz in Renault will start 7 and 8. Charles Leclerc, Sergio Perez starting 9th and 10th. 6th row, Fernando Alonso alongside Sergei Sirotkin of Williams. By far the best qualifying result for Williams and especially for Sergei Sirotkin. He would like to take some points home in this Grand Prix. Marcus Ericsson Sauber starts alongside Lewis Hamilton, as Lewis Hamilton will start P14 today. Esteban Ocon and Pierre Gasly, both the Frenchmen starting, though in different teams, starting on 8th row. Brendan Hartley and Lance Stroll starting in 9th row, and 10th row occupied by Stoffel Vandoorne and Daniel Ricciardo. As we all know, the driver lineup for Mercedes is pretty much confirmed. In fact, it is confirmed where Lewis Hamilton has signed 2 years deal till the end of 2020, whereas that's the right deal as 2021 will be new regulations and there will be all a mix-up of drivers. Valtteri Bottas also has been extended for another 1-year deal and he will be driving for Mercedes for another 1 year. Lewis Hamilton was talking during the drivers' parade that this is the most people I have seen at this race. The game plan is to go forward. I have got to catch Sebastian somehow. That's the view of Sebastian Vettel. When he was asked about the advice he would give to his teammate Valtteri Bottas, he just said, I just told Valtteri to go out and win the race. That's a message to Valtteri Bottas from his teammate, who is going to surely have an uphill task to get as many places up at the beginning of the race as he can. No mistakes yesterday. Sebastian Vettel on pole for Ferrari was also speaking to Sky Sports and mentioning there were no mistakes yesterday. It was a great lap. Car was amazingly yesterday. When the car is doing what you want, it's a great feeling. So fingers crossed for the race, and I hope we have a great one here. However, we know that Valtteri Bottas, the starting is never a strong one for Valtteri Bottas, and he needs a good start here. And he needs to challenge Sebastian Vettel for the win here. Definitely the problem will be at start where he is not very strong, and Sebastian Vettel would like to keep the front end of the grid, the start of the position, and would like to lead the race. And fending off Kimi Raikkonen also will be a challenge for Bottas, as Mercedes is surely very quick car here. The attendance in Hockenheim is about 70,000 fans who are attending this Grand Prix weekend here. So we are just few minutes away from a great start of Grand Prix weekend for Hockenheim Formula 1 Round 11 of 2018 Championship. We are expecting a hot afternoon in Hockenheim with track temperatures 43 degrees Celsius, air temperature 26 degrees Celsius, conditions dry, humidity 52%. As of now, no threat of rain. wind is about 2 meters per second, which is not a great threat anyways for this race. It's going to be a dry race. That is the data as of now, which talks about the race which is going to unfold in just some moments from here. As the clock ticks down to the lights, we are waiting for an thrilling weekend for Hockenheim Ring. Drivers are starting to go through their final preparation. Game faces on into the cockpits they go as the temperature starts to increase, with the track temperature now up to 43 degrees Celsius. Also looking for a midfield battle in this race, which is going to be thick and fast as expected. For the last few weeks, it's getting heated up every weekend. Hello and welcome to Hockenheim Ring, round 11 of Formula One 2018 Championship. A beautiful countryside of Germany, Hockenheim Ring, one of the famous places for Formula One, who has created many champions. One of the most largest car producers, Germany, 65% of the autobahn has no speed limit. Over 800 million currywursts are eaten in Germany every year. Oktoberfest is the largest beer festival in the world. Some fact and figures about Germany. Most of the brands, Audi, Volkswagen, Porsche, BMW, Mercedes, are home here. Hockenheim Ring was built in 1932, 77th Formula One World Championship race in Germany, more than any other country. The population of Hockenheim Ring can fit into Hockenheim Ring 6 times. Michael Schumacher won here 4 times. Sebastian Vettel is to still win a race here. Who will forget the turn 6 accident? Action zone 2014, Hamilton and Raikkonen and Ricciardo duel in Hockenheim Ring. Turn 12 2002, Montoya versus Raikkonen, wheel to wheel battle. Both of them fought well. This is Hockenheim Ring. Tire choices: medium, soft and ultra soft. 3 tire choices available. Track stress 3x5, asphalt grip 3x5. As the drivers are getting strapped in their cars, all cars on the grid. Starting grid: Vettel starts on the pole, alongside with him Valtteri Bottas of Mercedes. Row 2, Kimi Raikkonen starts alongside Max Verstappen. Third row, Kevin Magnussen and his teammate Grosjean starts off in 5th and 6th position. 7 and 8 for teammates Nico Hülkenberg and Carlos Sainz. 5th row, Charles Leclerc and Sergio Perez. For Sauber and Force India, Fernando Alonso starts 11th alongside with him Sergei Sirotkin, highest starting grades for 13th and 14th. Marcus Ericsson, 15th Esteban Ocon, 16th Brendan Hartley, 17th Lance Stroll for Williams, Stoffel Van Dorn starts 18th, Ricardo will start 19th, and Pierre Gasly last on the grid. As all the eyes will be on turn 2 shortly, with the action expected to be at the tight corner. Who will be the leading by then? Can Valtteri Bottas get a jump on the Ferrari at the start of the driver's side of the track, or will Vettel be clean away by then? Umbrellas are out on the circuit, but not for anything else but for the sunshine this time around, for a change. It's a new day now for Lewis Hamilton, when he was having a heartbreak when his car broke down, hydraulic failure. Valtteri Bottas, real threat to Sebastian Vettel as he starts inside of the track here. As the formation lap gets started, all mechanics and team staff is clear, and there we go. So cars start rolling on the grid. Tire strategy could be one stop, where drivers starting on ultra soft and soft tires may switch to mediums. That should be around lap 14 to 24 for medium tires, and for soft tires starting probably lap 16. So we are going to see action during lap 14 and 16 here. Drivers' Championship led by Sebastian Vettel, 9 points clear of Lewis Hamilton in second position, Kimi Räikkönen third, and Daniel Ricciardo in fourth position. Very interesting strategy. Last 7 Formula One races in Hockenheim, there have been 3 podium finishes from 17th position or below, and it rightly suits for Daniel Ricciardo, who is going to start almost at the back of the grid here. As the drivers coming around for the final formation lap here. There are chances of rain as the cloud starts looming. That's interesting. 60% of the chances of rain now. Very interesting. As cars start coming to halt on the grid after the warm-up lap, or rather formation lap. Lewis Hamilton is way back on the field, and cars are getting stationary on the grid now. All eyes on 5 red lights to come on and go off for a start of this Grand Prix here. Let's see what action do we see at the beginning. 3, 4, 5 red lights go off, and Hockenheim Ring German Grand Prix is underway. Vettel has a clean start. Bottas is trying to catch up with him. Very clean start for all the cars in front, as one of the Haas had some niggle there. Valtteri Bottas is in second position, not very strong. Kimi Räikkönen is challenging him. Some action behind, locking of wheels happening. Vettel seems to be clear. Kimi Räikkönen is being chased by Max Verstappen there in 4th position. No carnage, no accident whatsoever. It looks all clean over there as Max Verstappen is pounding the tire. Big locker for one of the Force Indias over there. And Max Verstappen is making a move on Kimi Räikkönen this time around. This is still the lap 1 of the race. Max Verstappen is challenging Kimi Räikkönen hard. Kimi Räikkönen holding on stations. Doesn't seem to be very quick as Bottas is pulling away. Vettel itself is pulling away quite quickly there. Lewis Hamilton was not able to make much of places. He is in 13th position. Daniel Ricciardo also, everybody had a clean start. Daniel, no problems whatsoever as Lewis Hamilton makes up 1 place at the start. Vettel, after completing lap 2, now leading German Grand Prix here. Fernando Alonso in 11th position. Not much swapping of places which is happening. Hamilton just claimed another place, is in 13th position now. Overtook Esteban Ocon of Force India. He needs to go quickly, Lewis Hamilton. Ocon has also got 3 places at the start, whereas Van Dam has fallen back. He's on the back of the grid now. Ricciardo has not made much of places in 19 positions itself. Sebastian Vettel, however, have a clean go and looks like now Ferraris are getting clear. So DRS has been enabled. Lap 2 of 67 of German Grand Prix. In the meantime, fastest lap set by Sebastian Vettel in Ferrari, 1 minute 17.942 seconds. Hamilton is now into 12th place and charging on the field. Fernando Alonso in 11th position also as usual, but behind him is Lewis Hamilton, who is going to overtake him very soon. As Lewis Hamilton comes around Fernando Alonso this time around, Alonso makes it easy for him and he clears. So we are in lap 4 of 67, Vettel leading German Grand Prix from Valtteri Bottas. A healthy lead of 2.1 seconds has been created. Raikkonen in 3rd position with about 2 second gap from him, and then Verstappen about 2 second gap further from Kimi Räikkönen. Magnussen is in 5th position, Nico Hülkenberg 6th, Grosjean 7th. In the meantime, Lewis Hamilton picks up another place and he goes P9 here. Hülkenberg is 6th, Roman Grosjean 7th, Sergio Perez 8th. Very good start for Sebastian Vettel as he crosses around, and good start even for Max Verstappen. He challenged Kimi Räikkönen, but Kimi Räikkönen ensured he doesn't lose the position over there. EMIRATES reports he is seeing some rain on the visor. Good news for midfield car teams as they sniff a chance here if the rain comes up and mixes up the things better. It's plain sailing for Lewis Hamilton so far as midfield teams are giving enough respect to Mercedes car. They know he's quick and letting him sail past easily. Ricciardo has also come to 16th place now. He is also climbing the places. As drivers are reporting some drops of rain there. We are in lap 6 of 67, Vettel comfortably in the lead of this race, German Grand Prix. About 3 seconds of lead from the German to the Finnish driver, Valtteri Bottas. Both the Finns in second and third position here. In the meantime, Hamilton has climbed, he just overtook Carlos Sainz also, and he is in P9 now. Ricciardo also picked up a place now and he's overtaken Sergei Sirotkin. He goes P15. As rain clouds looming on the circuit, chances of rain are getting higher and higher. And this time from inside, Sergio Perez makes a move on the Haas driver. This time around, Lewis Hamilton on the back of Roman Grosjean for 8th position. He's not going to get it easy from here onwards as Haas is also having a quick car and having the same engine as Ferrari. Roman Grosjean, how he made the lockup last lap around, but Force India made a move and he was ahead of Roman Grosjean. And this time around, Lewis Hamilton is very close. He makes a lunge on the left side of the track and he makes a clean move. No problems whatsoever for Mercedes overtaking Haas car here. Hamilton now goes to the 8th place. Ricciardo is still in 15th place. This time around, next driver for Lewis Hamilton is Sergio Perez. Fight for 7th position. In the meantime, Daniel Ricciardo also chasing one of the Haas cars. Fight for 14th position. And Lewis Hamilton this time around makes it stick for Sergio Perez and goes to P7. Next up will be Nico Hülkenberg. Daniel Ricciardo makes the move this time around on Marcus Ericsson, goes P14. Next up, Esteban Ocon. Lap 11 of 67 and battle between Nico Hülkenberg and Lewis Hamilton for 6th position is on now. Daniel Ricciardo has overtaken Esteban Ocon of Force India and he is in 13th position. Next up will be Fernando Alonso of McLaren. It's a battle to race to catch a Ferrari or Mercedes here. Red Bull should be finding themselves in 5th and 6th positions. If all goes well, if rain mixes up things, this is going to be a very interesting race. I am sure about it. It's lap 11 of 67. We do expect if the rain does not come, we are going to start seeing the pit stops round from lap number 14 onwards. As Hamilton flips around and overtakes the Renault car. So Hamilton is P6 now. This is where he belongs. As Daniel Ricciardo closes up on Fernando Alonso. Lap number 12 of 67. Ricciardo on the back of Fernando Alonso. Will he be able to make the move this time around? We'll just see in some moments of time. As Alonso itself is chasing Charles Leclerc in Sauber. Rain clouds are looming on the circuit. The will have reigned some part of this race. That will be very, very interesting for this race. So story so far, lap 11 of 67, Sebastian Vettel leads, Valtteri Bottas second, Kimi Raikkonen third. Threat of rain which Kimi Raikkonen reported some time back as he saw raindrops on his visor. Lewis Hamilton climbs to 7th after starting 14th, making good progress through the midfield. Daniel Ricciardo on medium tyres up to 13th from 19th. Sergio Perez is 8th, having passed Charles Leclerc, Carlos Sainz and Roman Grosjean. Vettel started on pole, Hamilton is 14th. After hydraulic failure in Q1, Ricciardo and Gasly started at the back of the field. Hamilton goes up to 6th. Nico Hülkenberg is the latest to be helpless to the Mercedes man. Brighton went from 18th to 2nd 2 weeks ago and has now gone from 14th to 6th here. Stunning work. What a racer. As Lewis Hamilton, he is behind Kevin Magnussen. Interesting to see. What does he do this time to overtake Haas? Alonso is just holding off and Lewis Hamilton makes it straight forward on Kevin Magnussen and gets 6th position now. This is where he belongs and he has taken a good heart to get this position. Starting from 14th, he is in 6th position now. 5th position in fact. As drivers fight on the track, Ferrari crew is ready for the pit stop. And who is this? This is Kimi Raikkonen. They're going to split the strategy for Kimi Raikkonen. He goes on medium tires. Touch slow in pits for Kimi Raikkonen. As he comes out and in front of Lewis Hamilton. He needs to just hold himself, Kimi Raikkonen, and then that will be great to have Lewis Hamilton behind him if he can. In the meantime, Fernando Alonso still being chased by Daniel Ricciardo. And some niggle over there as one of the salver goes off. So the race looks to be one-stop strategy. Unless the rain comes, that may change the strategies for the drivers and the teams. Fernando Alonso in 12th position, being chased by Daniel Ricciardo with DRS on. As Daniel Ricciardo gets ever closer to Fernando Alonso, but still not enough. and he has to wait for some more time. This time around with DRS on, Ricciardo makes it easy move on Fernando Alonso. But Fernando Alonso again gathers the pace and comes side by side to Daniel Ricciardo. But I would say it will be too much for Fernando Alonso to fight with the Red Bull car here. And Daniel Ricciardo is ahead of Fernando Alonso. In the meantime, fastest lap set by Kimi Räikkönen on his super soft tires. Sebastian Vettel looking comfortable ahead of the field. 4.6 seconds gap between him and Valtteri Bottas. Verstappen, further one second gap between him and Bottas. Then Raikkonen, Hamilton, Magnussen, Hülkenberg, PREIS, Grosjean and Carlos Sainz completing the top 10. Charles Leclerc fighting for the 10th position. Daniel Ricciardo is behind him. Lap 20 of 67 and he makes it clean and easy, Daniel Ricciardo. In the meantime, Bottas' times are now tumbling. Presumably his tires are going, and looks to be he will be eyeing for the pits anytime soon now. And that will make Bottas coming out behind Kimi Raikkonen. And that will be great one for Ferrari, as Kimi Raikkonen will jump Valtteri Bottas, as Valtteri Bottas was kept far too long on the track on these set of tires. As the leaderboard standing stands as of now, for this race, Vettel leading, Bottas second, Verstappen third, Raikkonen fourth, Hamilton fifth, Perez sixth, Grosjean seventh, Daniel Ricciardo eighth, Alonso ninth, Kevin Magnussen 10th, Ocon, Ericsson, Hülkenberg 11, 12, 13, 14 Sirotkin, 15 Stroll, 16 Hartley, 17 Carlos Sainz. Renault are not having a great outing here. Pierre Gasly on 18, Charles Leclerc 19, and last position for Stoffel Vandoorne. As this time around, clean overtake by Charles Leclerc on Stoffel Vandoorne at the back. Roman Grosjean also made his pit stop and he comes out 16th on the track. As Carlos Sainz also looks to overtake Brendan Hartley, goes side by side, and they nearly touched it. Haas and Carlos Sainz nearly touched. So far the clean race is clean, all 20 drivers on the track fighting for position. In the meantime, Sergio Perez goes in the pits for a tire change. Williams also is fighting at the back of the midfield. Roman Grosjean in the meantime comes out in front as fighting for 12th position is on. Once again, Perez tries to go side by side of Roman Grosjean. meantime, Raikkonen sets up the fastest first sector of the race here. He is definitely on very quick tires now, as other drivers are starting to struggle on the first set of tires. It will be very interesting to see, as Sebastian Vettel is coming to an end with his tires life and they don't want to keep it for long. And here you go, Sebastian Vettel comes in the pit for a tire change. It will be interesting to see where does he come out. He's got on the soft tires now, medium compound, and Raikkonen just passes, and there we go, and he comes out in front of Lewis Hamilton. So good strategy from Ferrari. They managed to keep Sebastian Vettel in front of Lewis Hamilton. Lewis Hamilton is still to make a pit stop, whereas Sebastian Vettel doesn't need to do so unless there is a safety car, and that can ruin the chances of Sebastian Vettel in this race. Hamilton has done around 26 laps on this tyre. As Vettel will be chasing Kimi Raikkonen, and we assume that he will be given a pass by Kimi Raikkonen, as the fight for the championship is very close here. Let's see what happens there. We expect Kimi Raikkonen a good team player, and he will allow Sebastian Vettel to pass. In the meantime, Charles Leclerc makes a move on Sergei Sirotkin for 14th place and makes it stick. As Sebastian Vettel is chasing Kimi Raikkonen, his teammate, definitely quicker than Lewis Hamilton. And Bottas, in the meantime, is leading the Grand Prix. But it will be pity, as Bottas will come out behind Sebastian Vettel, probably in 5th place, and Ferrari has definitely at this point of time has an advantage over Mercedes, as strategy has not been in the correct way for both the Mercedes. They should have pitted Bottas by now. As Vettel comes behind Kimi Raikkonen.
Linger between the words to say the words you remember. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move.
It's time to hear some team radios. Carlos Sainz.
So it's not clear when the rain will hit us. There's quite a lot of showers developing around us, but it's not clear when it will hit us.
Kimi Raikkonen.
Sebastian is on option as well. Our tires are 11 laps older.
Daniel Ricciardo.
wings on a knife edge and stability, and then the front apex.
Okay, you are quicker
Lewis
than all the
Hamilton.
cars behind you, so you are pulling away from everyone behind, which is good.
How have we done to this point in the game? Is this fair, they said?
This is all looking good, Lewis, all looking good. So still 53 laps to go, so it looks...
Back to the race. As there are yellow flags in sector 2 and 3. Let's see what happened over there, sector 2 and 3. As you see, Bottas has come out of the pits and he's behind Lewis Hamilton. That's pity for Mercedes. They have definitely failed in the strategy for Valtteri Bottas once again. They are keeping the strategy same for both the drivers, which should not be the case here. As Verstappen also pits, has a clean pit stop, comes out from the pits and he joins on track ahead of Alonso in P5, which is the right position for him. Daniel Ricciardo, in the meantime, has retired his car. As it's interesting to see what happened to Daniel Ricciardo. Just parks his car on the side. So Daniel Ricciardo out of the race. Ricciardo complaining he's losing power, something is wrong. And disconsolately pulls his Red Bull RB40 into the side of the track at turn 11 and retire. No virtual safety car for now, though just double yellows there. What a blow for Ricciardo, who was up to P6. As we go racing once again, Raikkonen leading, Vettel in second position. As Ferraris 1 and 2, Raikkonen and Vettel. Hamilton in third place, Bottas is behind in fourth place. Valtteri Bottas now putting fastest lap of the race. Time, Fernando Alonso gets overtaken by Kevin Magnussen of Haas, but he comes back on him, but doesn't give much of a fight over there and loses the position. Also Porsche on Ericsson down the inside for 10th. Ricciardo is the first casualty of the race and he's out. Alonso goes for medium compound tires as Raikkonen leading the race, Sebastian Vettel coming closer to him. It's been a tough weekend for Daniel Ricciardo. Not seen anywhere whatsoever during this weekend. Now Kimi Räikkönen is experiencing some blisters. Also, it is expected to get rain in some 15 to 20 minutes. That is very, very interesting for the race to be mixed up. It'll be interesting to see what Ferrari does as the rain is evident here. Lewis Hamilton in the meantime still on the same set of tires, probably wants to increase the run on this and have an advantage if the rain comes. Let us see whether that wish gets over for Lewis Hamilton or he's cutting too close. That's a huge lockup from one of the Toro Rosso cars over there. Vettel is still behind Räikkönen. Lewis Hamilton in third position, Bottas in fourth. Ricciardo and Verstappen. Ricciardo is out and Verstappen behind. As looks like Stoffel Vandoorne is cruising along, he has a problem. And they decide to retire the car. Another retirement for McLaren. As the Lewis Hamilton lapping down now, very close to lapping down Fernando Alonso, 15th position. As Sebastian Vettel still behind Kimi Räikkönen. It's interesting to see what is the strategy from Ferrari. the leaders lap down Pierre Gasly of Toro Rosso. It is interesting to understand what is the strategy going on at Ferrari. Raikkonen leading and he is not allowing Vettel to pass through. Vettel is losing definitely very dearly time here for the championship battle. Hamilton in third and Bottas is in fourth position. Hamilton has still not stopped in this Grand Prix here. As Vettel is still behind Kimi Raikkonen, complaining to the team that his tire temperatures are going up. He needs to get away to get past Kimi Raikkonen, otherwise he will start losing his tires fast. It's a long discussion between the team and Kimi Raikkonen. They're not saying directly to allow Vettel to pass, but eventually the communication means and Kimi Raikkonen asks, what do you want me to do? So finally gets allow him to go and he allows him to go. So finally Kimi Raikkonen allowed Sebastian Vettel to pass. And looks like a lot of rain clouds are heading towards the track. We have 27 laps to go in this race and we expect rain will come at some point of time in this race. So rain is expected to come in another 8 minutes. It's very, very interesting to see if Hamilton stays on till that time or he will come back to the pits for a change of tire, and when rain comes he's going to lose out then. Total Grand Prix attendance for this Grand Prix is 165,000 visitors here. Lewis Hamilton, definitely tires are graining hard for him, rear left especially. So expected the rain to hit turn 1, turn 2 first, another 5 to 6 minutes time. And we look forward for some great action coming towards us in this Grand Prix here. In the meantime, Valtteri Bottas right behind Lewis Hamilton. Of course, both are on different strategies, so he should be able to pass Lewis Hamilton here. As they are getting ready for the tire change, it'll be interesting to see. So Lewis Hamilton decides to pit this time around. So now if the rain comes, Hamilton definitely will be in trouble now. He could not extend the tires for another 3 to 4 laps here. So advantage he gained has been nullified for sure. As he gets the faster set of tires here, let's see how the strategy is going to play for him now. As Lewis Hamilton finally pits for a fresher rubber, and he would like to push as much as possible. He is joined back in 5th position here. So there are chances of very light rain as forecasted by Mercedes crew here, which they expect Lewis Hamilton to sail through in this period. As Lewis Hamilton charges on Brendan Hartley and overtakes him. And there is a lot of rain coming now. And this is what it is. It's downpouring now. It's going to be very, very interesting how the teams are going to handle their drivers now. Rain has arrived Hockenheim. Lewis Hamilton would be the loser here as he has just completed his pit stop here. Now it will be interesting to see how this will shape up for Mercedes, as all the teams are getting ready for wet tires. Rain has come on turn 1, turn 2. And there we go. The first driver is Charles Leclerc, coming in the pits and putting in wet tires. And he's gone full wets. Everybody is getting ready for the full wets here. Next up, Fernando Alonso comes out, and Rain King Fernando Alonso will also sniff a chance here now for getting the points here in this Grand Prix, as they are the first one to pit here. Interesting strategies going around now. Lewis Hamilton still on the track as he overtakes Marcus Ericsson. Still they are holding on. Charles Leclerc had gone on intermediate tires. And Max Verstappen here had already have a go for the rain, as he had a slippery surface ahead of him. In the meantime, Lewis Hamilton also now feeling the heat of the rain. Difficult to hold these cars on the track with slick tires. Vettel also had a moment, a bit of time back. It's only part of the track, so they have to be careful in that part of the track here. They have to go very, very gentle on this. It's time to hear some team radios as the rain arrives. Max Verstappen.
Okay, current expectations are for rain in 10 minutes, max 10 minutes.
Sebastian Vettel.
Can be very heavy, watch out there. If it's safe to go through there, or you want tire?
Yeah, it's
wait.
still okay.
Okay, copy.
Then the rest of the track is clear. You expect it to be just there, isolated, or?
Also third 10.
I stay out for now.
Copy.
Lewis Hamilton.
So just remember, you're going to call it if you need wet tyres. You think it should be okay then? Wet down the safety.
So Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel were told by the team if they require the change of tires. They said no, they would like to continue up there as they manage the tires and the rain. So Vettel is leading, Raikkonen behind, Bottas third, Hamilton fourth. Intermediate tires are only taken by Leclerc and Fernando Alonso. Vettel stays, he's still okay before asking if it will cover the whole track. Vettel decides to stay as drivers go slow in the part where the rain is falling. Sebastian Vettel had some debris coming across from his car. Lap number 48 of 67. And Verstappen has also opted for intermediates here. And yes, there is some heavy rains which is falling in the part of the track here. In the meantime, Kevin Magnussen and Hülkenberg are fighting out now for 6th position. Both are on medium tires here. Marcus Ericsson also comes for the pits, and they take the slick tires. What a strategy from Sauber as rain is decreasing. As Leclerc got the ultra soft tire once again. So Verstappen and Alonso are the only two drivers on intermediate tires. Will they also change? It will be interesting to see. As Pierre Gasly was on full wet tires, he comes back in the pits and again go on the slick tires. So it has gone wrong for these people as the rain was just a bit, and which mixed up the things. As Lewis Hamilton now chasing Kimi Raikkonen. Bottas is chasing Kimi Raikkonen, sorry. As now this time Max Verstappen comes back and gets back ultra soft tire once again. He comes back again. It was a free stop for Max Verstappen. And there was a spin apparently for Charles Leclerc, but no harm done. It was a perfect spin for him. As Valtteri Bottas also lapping down the cars. This time Lewis Hamilton. He gets on Nico Hülkenberg. As one of the car also goes out, and this is Williams this time around. Once again, no, it's Charles Leclerc once again. He's spinning around as he's trying to have more speed and more speed. Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen, definitely it's not slowing down the rain in first corner as Kimi Raikkonen takes a look on Kimi Raikkonen, but he keeps ahead of Lewis Hamilton. This is tricky conditions here. One part of the circuit is raining, other part not, and these are mixing up things here. And all are going out and in on the track. Oh! And one of the Force India is also desperate to come on the track. And chaos in the closing, where Kimi Raikkonen has been overtaken by Valtteri Bottas. Takes the position 2 on the grid now. And now Bottas will be chasing Sebastian Vettel. Raikkonen loses a place and very angry on this. Raikkonen is finding it literally tough to hold on to these tires as he overtakes the other two cars this time around. Very, very tricky conditions. He comes back now behind Valtteri Bottas. It's very, very bad in turn 1 and 2. As it looks to be properly wet conditions on the track now. As Hamilton now finds it tough to keep the car on the track. Oh, and it's Sebastian Vettel has gone out. Sebastian Vettel has ruined his race. He is in the gravel. Game over for Vettel. That is a shame for Sebastian Vettel and Ferrari. He lost it. He has lost it. And now drivers are coming for wet tires. As the safety car has been told, everybody is coming for the fresher rubber now. Medium compound tires are going in on the cars. Bottas has come in for the slick tires. What is going on? Sebastian Vettel makes a mess of it. Lewis Hamilton, and he was also going all over here and there, but just manages to keep the car on the track. So Raikkonen is leading the Grand Prix now once again, with Bottas going for the change of rubber. Safety car is out. Sebastian Vettel, the biggest casualty here. Sebastian Vettel is out of the race. This is unbelievable. As Kimi Raikkonen pit crew gets ready for the change of tires and slick tires. Lewis Hamilton has taken the lead in the Grand Prix.
Take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all.
As Sebastian Vettel, a big mess from him. He could not simply control the car. New race leader is Lewis Hamilton here. Problem for Williams also, as Sirotkin goes out.
so much louder. Now we're here to take control over your body and over your soul. We're gonna take back everything and lose it all. Lose it all. Lose it all. Feel it in your arms, feel it in your legs, feel it on your fingertips and feel it in your head. Just let your body go, just let your body go, just let your body go and move to the rhythm.
What a race it is turning out for Lewis Hamilton, as he started 14th and now he's leading the Grand Prix here. Lewis Hamilton has done a tremendous job here just to hold on, as Sebastian Vettel has thrown this race in the bag of Lewis Hamilton here. As the lap cars are being overtaking the safety cars, we have some time for the race to start once again, as 1-2 for Mercedes. Who would have thought that? But yes, we have the situation, and Max Verstappen will also try to now have a charge on Kimi Raikkonen Ferrari. There was a big confusion in the pit lane as they were calling Lewis Hamilton in, and he decided to stay out. As Haas decides to change their tires, they have to go on the slicks now. So top 4 cars are bunched up: Hamilton, Bottas, Raikkonen and Verstappen. Behind them, Hülkenberg, PREIS, Ocon, Sainz, Ericsson and Brendan Hartley in top 10 position. some problem with Lewis Hamilton in his car. As Carlos Sainz is still to overtake the lap cars. Race control says safety car will be in this lap and we'll have a race on. Victory in the German Grand Prix was with Sebastian Vettel, but now baton has been handed over to Lewis Hamilton. It is all for him to lose now. Verstappen will definitely sniff a chance if he has right at the start. Let's see, we have a lot of action in bag now, as all the Dutch fans in orange are up for Max Verstappen. He will love this opportunity. Nico Hülkenberg is right behind them. On, and the race is on. Here we go. Clean start for Lewis Hamilton. Bottas tried to catch up Lewis Hamilton right at the start. Verstappen is back on the back of Lewis Hamilton, on the back of Kimi Räikkönen. Let's see what Bottas can do. They have to make up mind now as Bottas is gaining speed. Kimi Räikkönen behind him, also not very far away from them. Top four are very close. As Bottas goes this time around. And will he be able to make it stick? No, he cannot. Makes another chance and Bottas has a go. Bottas is going wheel to wheel with Lewis Hamilton. Will he be able to keep it? Going side by side. Hamilton is just there in front of Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas' tires have been switched on far too quickly. They just had the moment there. With this, Kimi Räikkönen is now just behind Valtteri Bottas. He's surely gone wide somewhere, Valtteri Bottas. Fastest lap by Lewis Hamilton for this race. Now the Lewis Hamilton tires have been switched on. He's going to run away now. In the meantime, Carlos Sainz is under investigation, overtaking during the safety car period. Räikkönen is close to Valtteri Bottas, half a second gap. DRS has also been enabled now. Raikkonen is still chasing Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri Bottas once again is very close to Lewis Hamilton. Valtteri Bottas has been told to hold positions by James. So now it's all about Valtteri Bottas keeping second position or losing out to Kimi Raikkonen. Kimi Raikkonen is definitely eyeing for that position. He still has 5 laps to go. Meantime, bunch of cars. Force Indias and Saubers. So time penalty has been awarded to Carlos Sainz for overtaking during safety car period. Lap number 63 of 67 is on, with Hamilton leading this Grand Prix. Vettel out, puts up the fastest lap. Lewis Hamilton 1 minute 15.708 seconds. Raikkonen is in third position, Verstappen 4th, Nico Hülkenberg in 5th, Force Indias, PREIS and Ocon in 6th and 7th, Marcus Ericsson 8th, 9th Roman Grosjean and Carlos Sainz in the final point scoring position. This time Grosjean makes a move on Marcus Ericsson and he takes that place. Now Grosjean is on the back of both the Force Indias. Valtteri Bottas, when he was told to hold stations, had a bit of a moment, he went wide of the track. As the dark clouds are still on the circuit, however, there is only one more lap to go. Penultimate lap of the race is on, with Lewis Hamilton leading. We don't see much of a drama at this point of time here. So there is complete change of fortunes and complete change of Sebastian Vettel throwing the race and throwing probably the championship of 2018 drivers. As Lewis Hamilton looks to be cruising for the victory here. And this time, so they go for the final lap. One more fast lap had been put by Lewis Hamilton. Where in Silverstone it went other way for Lewis Hamilton, and here everything went in his favor on the race day. From 14th position on the grid and winning the Grand Prix. That will be a great achievement for Lewis Hamilton here. He's never taken a victory from so far along, Lewis Hamilton. And this will be a great victory for Lewis Hamilton. Roman Grosjean behind overtakes both the Force Indias and goes to 6th position. As Lewis Hamilton goes around for the final time in the stadium section and wins German Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton has won the German Grand Prix here. Valtteri Bottas brings home car in 2nd position, Kimi Räikkönen 3rd, Max Verstappen goes 4th. Nico Hülkenberg comes home 5th, Roman Grosjean 6th, PREIS, Ocon 7th and 8th, Ericsson and Sainz in 9th and 10th position completes the top 10. However, Sainz is going to be added 10 seconds, so Brendan Hartley will take his first point after a long time for this season. Congratulations Lewis Hamilton for winning this Grand Prix. With this, I bring a close to this live commentary. Look forward to see you in a week's time at Hungarian Grand Prix. Till then, safe driving.